From John o' Groats in Scotland to Land's End in Cornwall, the GB Divide, our journey has taken us through the remoteness of the Scottish Highlands, through northern England, across the epic rolling hills of the Yorkshire Dales and the grueling Pennines. We have made it across the snowy Welsh mountains and the wet Welsh trails, but now it's time for our final chapter in our journey to Land's End. This is the southwest of England. Morning I've had, been roaming around Bristol, found some brake pads for some spares. I've actually managed to fix my front shifter and brake. It seems to be working now. It did the same thing that it did to me when I did the South Downs double A. Basically the little pistony thing gets stuck in. Managed to release that by extending the reach. So it's a little bit long on the reach, but it's working. And we are now in North Somerset, heading on our final section down towards Land's End. We've got 60 miles left of section 5, and then we're on to our final one. And guess what? As you can see, the sun is shining, guys. So let's get into this ride today. We're heading towards the Mendips, and let's go have some fun. What a day. How beautiful. Woke up this morning, it was all misty, it was gloomy, it was rainy, it was all wet. I'm all dry. Most importantly, my gloves are dry now, and today is just really nice. And today I really want to try and get another 40 odd miles done. We've done 50 already. Once we drop off the Mendips, we're going to be pretty much flat, whereas I think we're going through the Somerset levels, I guess. And I want to try and get to Quantock, just because I know there's some good camping spots around there. And although the Somerset levels are flat and should be fairly easy rolling, they do get wet, and there is a very strong prevailing wind. This is why you normally go from Land's End to John o' Groats. But what a glorious, glorious day. It's funny how a bit of sun can just make all the difference and just make your brain go whoop. But yep, good day. To camp, we just got to Quantock. We've only got like 8 miles of this little section to do, and obviously sod's law, just as I got to where I wanted to camp, it obviously started raining. So obviously all that day of getting everything dry was for nothing, because now everything's wet again. Great. fun, adventure. That's always the way. It always happens. Just as you're about to get into a camp, it just starts pissing down with rain. Right, we have about 200 miles until we get to Land's End. Tomorrow we're going to head into Exmoor, but I am going to get some shut-eye, and I'll see you bright and early as always in the morning. Well, good morning guys, and today we are waking up with absolutely beautiful blue skies and not a cloud in sight. How beautiful. The birds are chirping away, and last night was a really peaceful night, just like really close to a stream, so I had the sound of the stream just right next to me. And since starting this trip, the nights are getting later, and the even better thing, the mornings are getting even earlier. I think when I started this trip I was not even setting off to around 8 o'clock in the morning, as it wasn't getting light until then. But today I was packing up my tent at about 6:30, so we got a few miles, about 6-7 miles through the Quantock Hills as we climb this hill, and then we are on into Exmoor today. It's feeling good now because I know the bike's working, I'm working still, and a few more days and we should be in Land's End. Happy days. Let's go and see what today brings. Oh yeah. Oh, what an absolute stunning morning. The Quantock Hills in the morning are absolutely beautiful. If you ever get a chance, go and ride the Quantock and Exmoor loop. It's not that long, I think it's only like 120 miles. It's great for like a nice little overnighter, a couple nights out on the trails. It's just beautiful. A bit more mountain bike though than a gravel bike. We are now heading up into Exmoor. We've got a nice long climb. We've got a nice long climb, and when we reach the top of this climb, we're actually at the highest point of this section of the route, which is the 7th and final section of the route, because we've only got 164 miles until we reach the end. And today honestly it's just absolutely glorious. Sunshine, a few clouds, but just generally beautiful. Now we gotta go crack some miles out, and we gotta grind our way up to the top of this long arse climb. got to Exford. We have 156 miles to go until we reach Land's End. Today's goal is just try and get through as much of that 56 miles as possible. So tomorrow should be our penultimate day. I want to try and give myself the easiest possible day to actually finish on. But so far today, this weather is beautiful, so I think we are going to make the most of today's weather and just ride as many miles as possible and just enjoy the sun. It's even quite warm, and it's time for some food. Today we have a limited edition Ginsters, and I'm not sure how I feel about this one because it's a cauliflower cheese slice, but we'll give it a go. It's in some seeded pastry. Ginsters, I'm not sure that's a winner. Stick to chicken tikka. Obviously when we get to Cornwall we'll be able to eat real homemade fresh Cornish pasties. I can almost taste them right now. We are so close to Cornwall, but we got a few more miles and a bunch more hills until we get out of Exmoor. It's just so beautiful out here today. Absolutely beautiful. It's a bit muddy in places, but it's just a joy to be out here today. And knowing that we only really have 2 counties to go until we make it is filling me with excitement. Such a good day. We've done about 40 miles today so far, so we're making great progress as well. And we will be coming out of Exmoor shortly, and then we descend down a bit, and then we hit the ups and downs of Devon and Cornwall. This is beautiful. Out some road miles since leaving Exmoor. We've done about 66 miles. I'm still gonna probably do another 20. Got about an hour of daylight left ish. If I can do these 20 miles, it will take us down to around 100 miles left until Land's End, which is nice. It's a nice round number. Also, in 20 miles it looks like there's a nice woodlands. I'm hoping, I'm fingers crossed, that I'm going to be able to camp in. As you can see, it's become very grey, cloudy, and a bit drizzly. I just knew though that it was going to be too good to be true to have a whole day with not one drop of rain. I mean, it's only drizzly, but right. Gonna hopefully be able to camp in this little woodlands. If not, it's probably just going to be in some random farmer's field, because I have no idea where to camp right now. The last few days I've always had a point where I wanted to get to because I knew there was a place to camp. This part, I don't know, I'm just going to wing it, but hopefully that little woodlands will be good. And as always, I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Last night I managed to, I actually only did about 10-15 more miles. We got the route down to about 109 left to go. So technically I could quite comfortably finish today. However, I don't want to get to Land's End in the dark. I want it to be light. So I don't think we will actually get quite there, but today we are going to try and get as close as possible. And as you can tell, it does seem to be raining. I'm currently camped up just past a little place called Cookbury, and I found a nice little woods, and I'm just super comfortable, and I could quite happily just sit in here and listen to the rain on my tent all day, but we're gonna have to go outside and listen to it on my jacket instead. It looks like, for the most part, at least throughout the rest of Devon until we get to Cornwall, it's just going to be mostly roads. Like since coming off Exmoor, it has just been mostly roads, so it's been pretty fast going, and it should continue to be pretty fast going through at least most of Devon. And then I know there's definitely some off-road bits in Cornwall, but they might just be short and fast, because as we get to more of the built-up areas, they're just going to be less and less off-road, I guess. Oh, I gotta go and pack this tent up. It's always the worst having to pack away everything while it's raining and everything's wet. But we gotta do it. Right, let's get on the bike. Another day closer, and probably our penultimate day. Let's go. Well, it's not actually too bad at the moment. It is raining, not too heavily, it's just showery, so if it stays like that all day, I'll be a happy bunny. But other than that, very grey, very miserable looking day. There's no sun at all. Complete contrast to what yesterday was, because yesterday was absolutely beautiful. Yesterday we actually managed to do, I think it was just over 80 miles. So a decent little jaunt into Devon and onwards to Cornwall now. Can't wait to get Cornish pasty. Right, it looks like we're going to have a lot of road, at least for the first part of today. So we should be able to get a good amount of miles under our belt. Let's go. Another day on the GB Divide. This is lovely, isn't it? Glorious Cornish weather. Every time I come to Cornwall, it's like this. Every time. Only that one time when we did the West Gurney Way was it beautiful. Today, it's Cornish. Where's my pasties? Has not stopped raining, it's just got worse and worse. I've got like 74 miles until we reach Land's End. It's just been all road this morning, and yeah, just a very miserable, wet day. Done 35 miles, and part of me's like tempted just to try and crack these 70 odd miles out. It's only 10 AM right now, so I think it's definitely doable. And then maybe just stay somewhere in Penzance or something and maybe travel back tomorrow, but I don't know, we'll see. If it stays how it is now, nice, fast and flowy, mostly just road and country lanes. We're currently on the camel trail, which we followed once before. I think we're following it to Bodmin and then down to like Truro and that way. Yeah, if it continues to be quite roady and fast, I might just try and push on and get these 70 odd miles done and just get there today. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully it can just stop raining for a little bit though. My hands are just cold and my gloves are just still soaking wet inside, so I'm not putting them back on. But oh well, Sunday, 35 miles done. Let's go to Land's End! Finally stopped raining, just come through Truro. Such a beautiful city, especially from above. And we're going for glory today. We're just gonna do it. We've been smashing out these road miles, we've been smashing out these Cornish lanes. We've done 70 miles, or just under 70 miles. We've got about 40 more to go. It's currently, what's the time? It's currently 2 p.m. and 40 more miles to go. Now the real race now is to get to Land's End before it gets dark. It's going to be a tough one. 40 miles, hilly 40 miles. I've booked myself a reward hotel in Penzance tonight, so as long as we get to Land's End, we're all good. But 40 miles stands in our way. I also want to try and find somewhere to get Cornish pasties. I'm going to be coming through Hale. I'm hoping I can find somewhere there before everywhere shuts. But this is Cornwall. Different time zones, they just do their own thing around here. Same in Devon, same in Dorset actually. So let's let the race begin to get these last 40 miles out and on our way to finish the GB Divide in Land's End. Let's go. Just bloody typical that when you're 15 miles away from the end, they just chuck in the boggiest, unrideable section. This is on the West Coney Way and it was crap then and it's still crap now. I don't know why this section is on. We've got 15 miles to go. We're so bloody close. But because we got to hike like another mile through all this bog, I don't think we're going to make it until it's dark. I mean, you can't see a bloody thing around here at the moment. But why but it's now? It's been road the whole day and you get in within the last like 15 miles and you just have to hike. Come on. Final push now, guys, and I wouldn't have it any other way. In good old-fashioned Cornish torrential rain. What a way to finish. We've got 8 miles left. Let's go! Here we go, Land's End. Here we go. Here we go, Land's End. Here we go. It's always raining in Cornwall. Always rain. Here we go, Land's End. Here we go. The Sonder, Land's End, John Groats.